excuses. And that's exactly the kind of attitude that Fnatic needs to have to get their heads back in the game.
Our pick and bans. Let's see which map they're going to play on. 7-map pool. 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. Consulate, our decider. Fnatic had to pick, go for the usual clubhouse and make it more tactical in that case. They didn't perform so well on Clubhouse, losing it a couple of days earlier. But Consulate, is this the right choice? James, what do you think?
Well, let's take a look at some of the previous results from Fnatic on Consulate. It's actually not something that they've played in quite a while. I look back through the ANZ Pro League and through so far this season. Not something they've played, but also they haven't banned it in the last 3 play days either. So bit of a blank slate, I guess. And if you're going up against that in SCARZ, you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe we don't quite know what we're getting into.
Gio?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I think you look at SCARZ, they've had a pretty weak defense so far. Consulate still is, albeit very slightly, a defender-sided map. So it could put things into the hands of Fnatic.
Social media, let's go. At R6 Esports APAC, go vote on your favorite. Holy Toledo. 89% for Fnatic to 11 of SCARZ. I think the people have spoken. Let's see if Fnatic and SCARZ can speak in-game. That's all onto our casters. Consulate, are yours.
Thank you, Milos. And we are going in for surely a banger of a match with a lot of explosive plays because, well, we sort of seen Fnatic play on these technical maps, didn't we, Jess?
Yeah, I think we thought that maybe with the whole ping debacle that could possibly be a way to sort of diminish the way that the ping affects them. But I don't think it really matters at this point. I mean, no downplaying SCARZ. They have the ability, but if there's ever a team you might want to take to a fragger-heavy map, this would be the one. I mean, SCARZ have been struggling quite a bit, as the analyst said. So I want to see whether or not they can pick this back up and roll with it. But of course, Fnatic will start on attack, so they need to get leg up here because if you start well on attack on Consulate, things can look pretty good early.
It definitely does. And, well, I think maybe Fnatic right here, knowing SCARZ is still, like, so far the weakest team in the region, as they're currently still on 0 wins, they might want to be trying to play a bit more frag heavy against them, see where that brings them, if that is something they can, for example, try more when the second part of stage 1 is coming across, when, you know, of course, the seedings reset for the Thursday, and they have the opportunity to potentially play against Giants again if that seeding, well, if the random seeding brings them that way.
I'm loving seeing that Nomad ban coming out from SCARZ. I mean, they're starting on defense. We said that it's really important that Fnatic get their winning rounds, but it can be exponentially more difficult if you've got guys jumping out from windows left, right, and center, and it becomes double difficult when you're trying to counter those jump outs with, you know, let's say 150 ping. So I wonder whether or not this will really put a thorn in the side of Fnatic, or whether they've thought of ways to bait out those jump outs, net some free kills. So that'll be whether or not their coordination is intact today. And, well, Dev pointed it out before. Tech said we need to be better. We need to play better. And this is their chance to show us against probably statistically a much weaker team that they're able to be as dominant, even with, you know, a few technical issues here and there.
I'm kind of worried about the fact that the Valkyrie is still on the board on a map like Consulate with a Nomad ban. It's going to be allowing the defenders to play very aggressively, knowing there's no air jabs going to be there to blow them off the balcony. However, there will be Valkyrie camps outside, so they know exactly what they need to pick. And you instantly see it being brought up right here. Jazz will be picking up that Valkyrie, making sure that they have all the information necessary. And this might prompt an IQ 6 pick from Fnatic. As you can see clearly that the Valkyrie is being teased right here. It's not being 6 picked out, and there we go. Mentalist swapping over to the IQ just to deal with those black guys.
As you should as well, and actually will counter the 6th pick onto the Pulse as well. So there's quite a lot of utility on the defensive side that will be very important for Mentalist to spot out. I don't think he'll know straight away that they have 6th pick to the Pulse unless they get a sneaky drone in and spot him out. I believe he's the one going up to reinforce bathroom for a bathroom hold. So if a drone does spot him, that will be very handy. But of course, Mentalist, he'll need to have that survival rate quite high this round so that he can give his team as much advantage as possible. Couple of grenades and make that 4 grenades in the hand of Fnatic. So this will be good. And, well, we've only got Mag on the Habana to open up the garage wall. And now Lusty as well. He's a hard breach, but it makes it harder when you've got only a little bit of time. But no wall denial other than a mute. So possibly this could be quite fast for Fnatic to get up that garage wall.
And don't keep in mind that the sledge is also there. Like, basically, if you have if you have Maverick, basically him together with a soft breach is a new hard breach combined into 2. As first of all, Sticks will be most likely opening up on that soft wall on the garage wall. Then it will be followed up with that low torch of Lusty. With Canis with the first frag to come in. Aggressive onto Stiggs. Not quite sure where the sledge fell, but it is definitely going to be hurting them just a small bit. As that is going to be making it harder right now for them to actually open up on the garage wall. They'll have to rely on, well, their bullets to create enough of an opening to actually open up their garage wall.
You're right, you were speaking about that soft breach being very handy. Well, Stiggs will have no effect to this round other than being a free kill there. A peek from Visa and a very good run from Canos sets the scene here. And ooh, where did those shots go? I think that came out from a teammate. A little bit of an oopsie-doops there, but Lusty will only lose 25 HP, but that could be very detrimental. And you're probably wondering, why are they shooting out the soft part of the garage wall? Well, when they start to open it with the Maverick, once they finally get rid of the reinforcement, that wall should just open straight up. They won't have to do anything else. They won't have to bucket or sledge it. I mean, Stiggs is dead now, so that should come sweeping open for them. And we're almost reaching the halfway mark of the round, so they do need to get this wall open, and a good counter to the Maverick. One of the best counters going around at the moment is to be putting the smoke on the wall, delaying the time, and rather than using it as a player denial, you just use it as a Maverick denial.
That's the thing though, all three are going to be used now quite early on right here, most likely, as he already used to, meaning that as soon as they eventually do get this wall open, because they will get this wall open, there's going to be nothing left to try and go for denies with, except for maybe the occasional C4 that hasn't been used yet. And as Lusty will now start at the bottom part, be missing out quite some crucial parts right there, has to be careful to not get shot in his foot. As there we go, first wall open up. That's enough to start things off with. He opened up the top part as well, so if someone wants to go for the upside down rappel from that little balcony, you might be able to just look in and find Denim right behind the white van.
I love this shield on pipes as well, Hap. I think that moved all the way up rather than on metal box is a really good a safety net for him, that if someone runs in and pre-fires pipes, he's a little bit safer than he would otherwise be. And they've got Spiral Stairs presence as well. As I say that, the Spiral Stairs player of Canos will get a kill. Things will kick off. The execute starts. The Capital bolts will follow. And of course, that will alert all of the defenders. They need to make it down, but all of the kills from Fnatic will stop that. The plant should start in a moment, but they've decided a run-in is the play. Mentalist will get a double kill, and it's all up to Revy, the coach of SCARZ. He knows that he can deny this, but he doesn't have any vertical holes as expected. Is the bathroom hatch open? Yes, it is. He still has the opportunity to rotate back, but they've read into this like a book. And good night, Revy. And that's a good round for Fnatic, which looked like, given the time management, Hap, they might not have gotten that.
No, indeed, but I was kind of confident in the fact that, you know, they've chosen Consulate due to the fact that they want to go and frag out. And we all know how quickly it can go as soon as that wall opens up. All you have to do is just get on the right side of that white van, get the player right behind it, and basically the entire side is open for your use. And that will put Fnatic right now onto round number 1 straight away. SCARZ started off strong, and keep in mind, with a spawn peek onto Sticks as well, making things even harder. A lot of ammo being used, a lot of time being used before they can finally start to open things. If Sticks manage to stay alive, next time they're going down to the garage, they would like basically save them about 40-50 seconds maybe even. So they would like that's the time management issue that they had right there.
Absolutely, and we spoke about the time management being an issue. Now they've decided, well, we're going to get rid of that Maverick. It took a little bit too long for us. We're going to swap over to a Thermite. However, they've gone upstairs, and maybe this is a read into the fact that they would change their site from downstairs to upstairs, and, well, they want the Thermite for the admin wall, and they want to do an admin push, which makes total sense. I mean, if they reinforce the admin wall above Visa stairs, then you can swiftly get that open with an exothermic, full line of sight over into meeting. Perfect read into the situation, but Revy 6th pick onto the Clash. Can they deal with this? They have the right operators. They've got a couple of grenades. I mean, they've got Tex with the flames, and, well, they'll see whether or not Revy can delay them even more. But top floor's a hard one. I mean, the site's just accessible from the outside, Hap, so it's a tricky one to defend.
It's definitely a tricky one to defend. All they need to make sure of right here is to read into Fnatic's attempted take early enough, as on this map, on this side especially, there's little to no time to go, like, completely turn around your take as soon as you're into it. You're either going for yellow stairs and the rappels right there on console, or you're going from the administration office. And you only have till about the 1 minute 30 mark if you want to be able to toss that one aground. And of course, you still need the information in that case. And it looks like Fnatic are looking to go for that console/yellow stairs stake. And they need to get the utility in the right place. But Revi right here, he has to be careful. As one is repelled up on that window, it's Stex just sitting there. If they manage to get a drone in, pre-fire will surely follow. Stex right now just waiting for a jump out potentially to happen. Of course, won't. As right now, SCARZ, they need to do everything they can to stall. But this is the dangerous thing I was talking about. He knows he's going to be covering off on the yellow stairs right now. The door is being opened, the window, I must say. Shield is being turned just the right way. If that wasn't the case, it could have just maybe got him in the back right there.
Well, he's going to shoot a flamethrower to try and counter Revi, but he's in a really good spot. And of course, all of the grenades will swing in, and so will Mentalist. And it won't net any kills because Revi was just there for intel, but he's in a super safe position. The only way they can displace him with him is one more firebolt, which they have in their pocket. They need to be careful with it, but half of the round has elapsed. They know that someone's flanking. C4 will rain out, and it will take the attention away from Mentalist. Canos netting yet another kill, being a great impact for SCARZ here, and now they've been delayed out from the shield. We thought this might be a good play here from SCARZ, and I'm really happy to see that it's kicking off the round in their favor.
And they're reading perfectly that the take seems to be coming out from this side, and you know, having that clutch down there is definitely a pain, as they need to take care of it first before they can actually go for repel ins. Otherwise, you've maybe used the smoke, and what we've seen in the EU as well, and Amari to go from below. Of course, the Amari not available or not being played right now, it's still available. But as long as that clash is there, they're not going to be feeling confident to actually push in on the likes of Fnatic. Also, they are running out of time slowly. Just 44 seconds left on the clock. Smoke's now being deployed. That will force the repel in, that will force the jump, and that second smoke is not really placed optimally as the plant isn't going down yet. Magnet is inside, or Mag, I must say, and Lusty is still on the outside with the diffuser. He needs to jump in surely. As Styx now takes down Canis. It's from the yellow stairs there that one gets taken out. It's going to be a 2-on-3 situation. We're slowly ticking down as right now Lusty finds himself in the side. Needs to pick up the one on yellow. Does so perfectly well, but doesn't know someone else is on there. It's still Revi on the clash to be there. It's up to Styx now in a 2-on-1 or 1-on-1 actually with 5 seconds left. He needs to go for the push. There's no time left and he will not find it. Barely hits it. Flicks on the head, but damage was too quick. Not sure why SCARZ was going aggressive here. They knew the diffuser was down. All they had to do was hide. They still managed to win the round, but it should have gone the other way around.
What an explosive round. I'm going to have to go back on the point that I made about Lusty 6-picking to the Thermite. I mean, I really, truly believed that they were going to do an admin take as a result. Otherwise, the Thermite has no purpose on that push. But they decided, no, we're going to take yellow. We know what we need to do here to get the plant off. And they just didn't get the picks that they thought that they would from yellow and from bathroom. Firebolts weren't able to be used against the clash appropriately. I mean, a bit of a mess here from Fnatic. A lot of time delay from Revi, so that was the right decision. I think SCARZ are reading into Fnatic's gameplay very quickly. They're stalling it out. I would have liked to have seen them continue with the clash play here downstairs because they struggled in the first round. But we will see no more Maverick. So quite possibly, Fnatic will have an easier and faster time management process here getting that garage wall open.
That is if Stiggs doesn't get spawn peaked again. We gotta keep that fact in mind. I don't think it will happen, but you never know.
You do never know.
You do never know. Still Siege. Everything can happen. It's the beauty of the game.
It is. I love it. I love how you can just spawn and you just have no idea what's about to happen to you in the next 10 seconds.
Make it sound so bad.
I'm kidding, ladies. I'm kidding. God, no. Never. Aggressiveness from Canos, you'd never see it. But if we do happen to see it, I absolutely wouldn't be surprised. And as we said, that a beautiful observer of Easy decides to spectate Canos for us. Thank you very dearly. We'll see whether or not he gets another opening kill. Look at this. He just wants to look outside. He just wants to see what's going on out there. I mean, beautiful view, if you ask me. I mean, don't we all?
I mean, you don't. I mean, you would like to see, but you don't. Yeah, definitely. But 2 minutes 30, and Canos still roaming upstairs. Fnatic not seeming to care about it too much, as all they seem to care about is actually to open up that wall. And guess what? They did it already. I'm kind of confused. Oh, they do have the Thermite. Okay, I was gonna say that's quite a very squared hole. Like, That wasn't Maverick's job,
The
but
perfect Maverick hole.
that's not like no way that they did so well on the Maverick, but there is no Maverick there on the Termite. Knowing that they only had to deal with that mute, it's easily taken care of. Just toss through a grenade underneath, anything like that, and you get it. So, well played, wall open. Now we wait for the explosion to happen.
I would have liked to have seen, given they've got a couple of shotguns in hand, I'm going to make the assumption on both Revy and Demic, why didn't they make some vertical holes above the breach? They know that's where Fnatic go. They're doing a top-down hold anyway. They've got a couple of holes to look into cafeteria, but not onto the default plant. So I think this is a bad decision, but we will see the Hibana try and work out bathroom now, so it would have been to their demise anyway. And as we reach just past the half mark of this round, Yas will be waiting to swing that C4 out. If a plant does come out, they know it's happening. The smokes will come out in the diffuse. Surely will go down. They move on in. Lusty will get a kill, and so will Canos. Good C4. Surely this connects. Tech should go down, but they shoot him instead. And oh no, the plant is going down behind White Van on the southern side, and it's all up to 11 now. And Canos, can they bring this back? It's looking very dire for them as they move on in. Cam's up, and Demic says, well, we crash, and that's too bad, so sad, Big Bird. You got to make sure you put these count on the ground because it's all up to 11 now. He has a C4. I'm not sure why he hasn't used it. He could throw it behind White Fan and read into the situation, but there's so much intel on him now, and he'll get shut down. And I wonder whether or not we'll get a rehost from that because supposedly
I don't know who crashed,
one of
though,
the
because
players
everybody's
crashed.
still in. We might.
Maybe they froze?
Maybe like a little freeze or something, you know, something like that, or it's like a TeamSpeak crash. I don't know. We will never know. But the fact is, Fnatic. Oh, there we go. Fine. See, it's okay.
They're fine now. They're better.
They're fine now. It's better. Fnatic right now onto 2 rounds, as all they need to do is open up that garage wall, and they managed to actually make it work. And you know, Sky says, let's try that again. Maybe we get to see your vertical holes that you were hoping for, but I doubt we will because there's no castle on the board. That means that a piano/bathroom hole is going to be very unlikely. As okay, I was going to say if before he 6-picks in, but I think the reason why they didn't make these holes with the shotguns was just purely because they didn't have presence themselves into piano. Now,
Attackers need to locate
normally, of course, you expect the attackers to take control of piano, especially if you play mute there with the Thatcher being banned. They need to take control either way to get rid of these gemmers. Now, that didn't happen, of course, but still, I think that was their idea behind it. Let's not open anything up for the attackers themselves if we're not going to be using it anyway.
Well, they need to do something different now because Fnatic have won both of the downstairs, and SCARZ have shown that they don't know quite how to hold it against a team like Fnatic. And, well, I mean, Fnatic hasn't done anything wonderful here. They haven't done a top-down clear, and that's how SCARZ have been playing this, so it's been a little bit lackluster in the way that they've dealt with Fnatic. They've just been opening up the wall in garage and a little bit of piano window presence. So SCARZ need to understand that what they're doing thus far is not working. And even the Pulse, end of the round, he hasn't been able to deploy his C4 almost at all. So they need to be better with their utility and being able to respond to the situation in front of them. So I hope that's what they do this time. But I have no doubt in my mind Fnatic will just do the same thing. They know it works. It ain't broke, don't change it.
Definitely not. As right now, Fnatic, again, going to be opening up without any reply as of yet. Of course, oh, actually, they already took care of the mute gemmer. Was there even a mute gemmer placed there to begin with? I don't think they did. Because I only saw the one being placed near the drone to deny any information to come through.
There's vertical holes, Hap. They
There
did
is
it.
vertical holes. They listened to you, Jess.
They, you know what? I swear, ladies and gentlemen, they cannot hear me. There's a super delay on the stream, no possibility. I promise you. But it's good to see the adaptation. This is what we wanted from SCARZ. Good on them. But we are seeing a bit of a change here from Fnatic. Look at the way that they're pushing in now. They're deciding to do a big pinch push. This is much better of a counter read from Fnatic as well. So this is awesome.
Yeah, they're aware of what is being brought right here by the likes of SCARZ. As Mentalist just holding off on that angle, forcing the player to actually drop all the way down into the archives as someone was up on the yellow stairs. Canos able to get the kill into Stigs and not being punished for it is definitely hurting Fnatic's.
Calls will rain out because they're trying to spot out some of these roamers. Mentalist can hear them and so can Tex. They need this bathroom control because, well, half of the round has elapsed and Revy, He'll be downstairs, hopefully trying to give, or in bathroom, I say, hopefully trying to give some support to his piano player. Oh no, he misses the head there. Pings will come out. Canos is just better. He hits heads, and finally they trade him. But after Mentalist goes down, that's a couple of really important operators now. It's left up to Lusty, Mag, and Tex to take out the 4 players of SCARZ. Look at this. There's still some Valkyrie cams up, and they're just running past them. They're not even dispatching of it. So, oh, goodness me, SCARZ. What a beautiful round from them thus far.
Definitely, with 45 seconds left. It starts to slow down a bit, you would say, but not really, as Mag managed to get one, picks up gas. There's still going to be that roamer on the board. That might be coming in quite huge for a late round flank. Here we go. Lusty just moves in, managed to pick up one. His damage and Revy left right now is all up to Mag to try and get this 1v2 clutch. Will he try and recover the diffuser? I don't think he will. This is not that useful. The flank from the yellow stairs now coming through. Is he going to be aware? No, he's not. It's SCARZ to win that round. They draw back up. After 3 times in the garage, they will finally manage to win one round here. Now, of course, have the opportunity to go back upstairs into that projector and console office room.
I loved that we had seen Fnatic read that quite possibly they were becoming a little bit predictable, which is fine. They could see the counters above, vertical holes being made, like we said. So they went, you know what? We need to deal with a little bit of the top presence a little bit in lobby and piano and the like. So they did send people in to deal with it. But Canos was just allowed to run around wildly. Yellow stairs, spiral around, rotating. I mean, if you let a player go in all of those areas and you don't punish him for it and he's netting kills at the same time, that's really dangerous. So if you're going to lock down roamers and you have a Dokkaebi in hand, then you need to focus on one I guess isolation of room or one side of the map first, rather than trying to deal with multiple of the defenders all at once. So I think that was the big downfall for Fnatic there. They tried to spread themselves really thin and didn't really have enough intel when it came to really crucial moments of clearing those defenders.
Definitely not. That's the issue here. Not able to clear out these roamers, especially because if that one flank would have been taken care of right beforehand, then it would have been a one-on-one for Mag. And there's many different situations where Fnatic would have been in a bigger advantage if they managed to actually take out these roamers. But the thing is, they have these Valkyrie cams, right? They know where they're coming from. They just dance around it on the basis of that information. And, well, you can drone about, but if they know where you're coming from as well, you definitely need to take care of it. I like that the Amaru is now being brought here from Mentalist. That might actually indicate that he's going to be rappelling in from this hatch right there that you just saw portrayed by our observer Easy. As they would be going in from piano, get that control, go up on the rappel, make sure you get these smokes and fire arrows in from Tex, and then it's just a quick running. Also, of course, you need a little bit of yellow stairs controls. You see those angle holes to be created there. If someone plays up on there, you might be able to just stop that defuse from happening. This could be a potential very quick round to come in. In theory, you only need to have bottom floor and piano control. You can get the plant in. And here we go. Mentalist has that control and is getting ready for this plant, Jess.
Yeah, it's good that he's underneath the hatch. You read that perfectly. Canos will get droned out, and he seems a little bit more focused on the drone than the possible players behind it. It really is only Mentalist to be able to challenge him here, but with the diffuser in hand, it looks like they want to focus on the objective here. That's why they're all focused completely on the west, south, and a little bit of the north side for this. So this should happen very quickly, Hap.
Definitely stuns are coming out, the smokes are coming out. That means that the repel in from Mentalist will come through. There he is, he's already in sight. Plant's going down. Yes, needs to go for the C4, but he tosses in a default. That's not really the strat that Fnatic was running right here. He managed to possibly jump down again, as Styx will be able to pick up Canos. Still, of course, there is that clash in play, who is now being taken out. It's a 2-on-3 situation. They have the repel, they have the door. All they need to do is be patient now, as Mag and Tex are the ones of Fnatic to try and make it work. The defuse is being baited, but Fnatic is not buying it. The run out of the pulse is being quit. That means right now they're aware of the fact that someone could be coming up on the yellow stairs. They need to be even more patient now, even more careful. The jump out will come through, but this means if Mag manages to stop down Jazz, who is going for that defuse now, it should be the one round. And as he rotates up these stairs, he's getting flanked, but it's going to be the round for SCARZ. They managed to get this clutch, and no, actually they don't. The timer ran out. Jazz quit the defuse, and there's no time left anymore. It needed 0.2 or 3 seconds extra. But Fnatic managed to win it because of the Valkyrie that went off as damage went for that gunfight. There was no need. He had to stick it. There was no choice then to stick it in that situation there.
I am shocked because SCARZ did such a good job retaking that, and to lose an entire round because of a mishap on timing, you have 7 seconds. It is very clear on the timer as well now that they've changed, you know, the HUD, that you can see everything clearly as to when those 7 seconds are gone. So you should have no problem as a defender going, I must stick this or I die trying because I'd lose the round anyway. Have no idea what the thought process was there. And if I'm Yas, I'm kicking myself. And, well, I thought Revy, and it's something we didn't get to see throughout that round very well, Revy keeps getting kills with the Clash SMG. I don't know how it's happening. He just throws the shield on his back and decides, I'm not an intel operator anymore. I'm not a area denial operator anymore. I'm just I'm a fragger. And it's been really cool to see that he's been quite versatile on that operator, which you don't usually get to see.
Just use that shield to stall as much time as possible and then swap back to the SBSMG9 to get those frags when it actually counts and it's necessary to get them in. I'm kind of heartbroken for SCARZ though. That should have been their round. I sure was certain of it. As soon as Damage got that kill, that was their round. But I checked the timer above and I checked the timer on the defuse. And I'm like, what happened here? How did they manage to get like a 3-second stall on that defuse? It was just purely due to their just a fake and then go for it again. Just a little bit of time mismanagement right there on the defensive side of things. I get what they wanted to do. They wanted to be supportive and social to one another. They kind of lost them around in the end. And let's see again, getting spawn pick right here. Canas will be taking down that Lion. No EE1Ds coming in today.
No, a double spawn peak hap. That's 2 Fnatic players gone in mere seconds. That is insanely triggering. That has to be tilting Fnatic right now because you lose your Hibana. Huge operator for top floor if you go into do an admin take. You lose your Lion, which probably would have been used in tandem with their plan and their execute. That is a big set of kills there to kick off SCARZ after, you know, what I would have made the assumption was a very tilting round for SCARZ. They've turned it around and went, I'm going to use that anger for good.
Definitely, and if you use your emotions to this extent right here, as there is some aggressive peaks coming down from the Clash. Of course, nothing really you can do, just freely walks there, gets the information with that shield. They now know where Mentalist is around located. Not exactly, of course, as he goes up on the roof right now. But this might become a 3-3 right here, and SCARZ would have a good opportunity of fighting back in the remainder of this matchup, as it will be going up to the attack. Now, we know... I think we could say that a good night. I'm not sure, but I think that will classify as one.
It is a little bit of a good night. I mean, he put Lusty to sleep, and then he decides Tex needs to follow as well. So not a surprise that Canos wants to peek everything. Look at him. He's feeling the buzz at the moment, and so he so should. There's only 2 players, a Clash to go up against multiple operators on SCARZ. Look at this. They're just going to go in. They know that he's not going to peek. They're going to try and get rid of the Clash because they know that's going to be their biggest opponent to get into sight. Smoke Babes will raid into Bathroom, and of course, this is going to be a big detriment for Fnatic, and they're all just going to funnel through Yellow Stairs. Surely they run in and try and go for kills or try and make some impact. Smokes will come out to block lines of sight. This is what Mentalist is hoping for. And, ooh, he'll get peeked from the shield facing towards Yellow. And now it's all up to Stig. Surely he gets one here. Yes, he will. That's Demic. But the Clash knows exactly where he is now. And it's a scary last 35 seconds here for Fnatic.
Quite some damage done, and well, something I would have liked to see was the Clash to actually block off that repel, because if someone repels in, you could just simply walk against the window and just push them back out. As well, Canis gets the last kill right here. It's a 3-3 scoreline, and the Clash basically working really well here for SCARZ. They were able to stall out Fnatic for so long as they had no idea how to deal with it, and because of that, it is right now potentially SCARZ that could be taking the advantage right here. We instantly see the Amara being brought, but it's being swapped out for a Ying. We might see that become a 6 pick. They most likely want to figure out what side is actually being played first, and sometimes operators are a key giveaway for that, Jess.
Yeah, you would think with the mirror that they'd be going downstairs, and well, the 6 pick will come out into a Montaigne. Revy says, hey, I did so well on the Clash. Why not just bring the attacking version of the shield, and I'll bring the Monty, and why not? It's been working for them on defense, so I don't see why they can't translate that onto attack. And Well, that 6 pick on defense will come out as well, and I believe that was onto a Warden, which, given that they flashed the Ying there, and then they 6 pick off of it, the Warden won't really have a lot of effect.
Definitely not. Fnatic right now. Oh, I would surely think that if you bring a mirror and you're going to use this kind of setup, you would like to have a mirror to look like in piano or something, but
Yeah.
Mentalist's not using that. I think that would have been a good choice to go for. I mean, I don't think we're going to be seeing the same mirror trick to happen yet again, that they want to deny a Termite, because that's what we've seen, I believe, earlier this week on the Tuesday. It's actually going to be 2 mirror windows. One in kitchen, one in the security room. Both looking towards that. I like the one into the kitchen there, but it's easily being taken out if someone gets on those Visa stairs. I think you can maybe get the angle from there. Yeah, it does look like that, definitely. So if it doesn't get challenged, it's a great one, because you can basically counter up the default plant spot actively. But if it gets taken out, then suddenly is the big hole right there where they can look throughout the entirety of kitchen.
Well, Mozzie will deny any drones coming through the drone hole to work out if there's any wall denial. There is a mute on the side of Fnatic, so that should be their wall denial, unless they're just going to give it up for free. And there won't be any lesion to counter the Monty, who's just standing in yellow stairs to give a little bit of info, and that's okay. I think he won't be doing too much of an aggressive push thus far. They surely should be focused on the wall first. And
I think they'll use him to take out the mute jammer.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. There we go.
It's already gone.
Yeah, because they used the Monty to just quickly shoot the mute jammers. Then they can move, because the piano control is still in favor of the likes of Fnatic, so they definitely had to use the Monty right there to quickly shoot the mute jammer and open up that wall. There's no other way that they did it, because a grenade definitely didn't came through.
Well, there you go. And there's vertical holes above in piano, so Fnatic reading into that really well, and 3 of the SCARZ players make that 4 outside of garage. This is the entry they want to make. They're cooking a lot of the ADSs spread throughout garage, and there's a mirror window looking straight at them, and well, they don't have a Hibana to deal with it, so that's going to be insanely beneficial for Fnatic. C4 rains from above, and I believe that comes from console, but that's going to miss its mark, and now grenades hopefully will connect with the pipes player. It's Mentalist. It'll go near, but it won't hit its mark, and well, we're up to the minute mark now. SCARZ need to work out what they're going to do. It's all going to be on the Monty moving down yellow.
Monty has been way too passive for this round so far. Only said about, well, 2 meters of movement worth right now into the building. And he's not really actively gaining any control. This is kind of dangerous, taking the bot wire down like that. Indeed, Mentalist just simply has to peek out, get the headshot as the shield is down. And it's going to be your Monty gone. It's going to be the hard support that you would need to actually go for this execute gone. Off the board, Mentalist goes aggressive, managed to pick up yet another kill. It's going to be Mac to find one onto Yas as well. And as Mentalist keeps on peeking and harassing them right there, it's going to be him and Mac to follow up on each other. Only left to Canis now. Mac falls, but you still need to find 4 more if he wants to be able to bring in this round. He still has the diffuser, but with 20 seconds left, I doubt he's going to be able to get himself deep enough in the side to be safe from any of these 4 Fnatic players, or if he's going to have enough time to actually clutch them out. It looks like he's going to be calling for, like, what we call a tactical-ish timeout, you know, use the rest of the round to talk about what you want to do next, as he goes for a valiant last attempt at the dying seconds of the round. It's Fnatic that wins it. They will take the lead. Let's see if their defense on the top floor will be as good as this one.
Unfortunately for SCARZ, they fell into the same trap that Fnatic had. They just opened up the garage walls. They didn't deal with a lot of the other setup that Fnatic had throughout the map. They had the vertical holes there. Not that they paid too much attention to it, but there was so much more they could have dealt with, and they tried to funnel one-dimensionally through garage walls. So a little bit to the detriment there of SCARZ. They did try to cook a lot of the ADSs and get grenades in, but when you have so many angles looking at you, you don't have a Hibana to get rid of the mirror. I think that's a huge downplay there. They need to bring some kind of hard breach to deal with it, or go above and deal with it. They didn't do either, so that's their own fault, at least in that round.
All right. As we are going to the lobby. We're not actually going to the top floor, Jess. Fnatic feeling more confident going down here in lobby. It's a bit more strategical. It requires a bit more of a refined setup to make the defense work. But as a result, not many teams are super experienced attacking it. So That might be the issue here. SCARZ might not fully know and be fully flexed on this attack right here, whilst Fnatic, of course, have a lot of experience internationally and locally. And they know how to defend this side. They know how their setup works. Let's see if SCARZ are going to be able to put up a very solid attack right here against Fnatic, or if Fnatic is going to be able to take this one hands down.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
A lot of windows being opened here. You expect this for a lobby hold, considering a lot of the play from the attackers happens outside. They're trying to trade on the spawn peaks, but guess what? Demic says, we do it to you and you don't do it to us. That's how it works, Fnatic. A good shutdown of the spawn peak there, and they'll lose Tex on the Legion. That's going to be the only counter, essentially, other than Mentalist, to the Montaigne. But, of course, you know, you were speaking about why pick lobby instead of top floor. I think there's a large percentage of defensive wins on lobby compared to top floor. I think attackers have a far better chance statistically of winning top floor compared to lobby. So I think maybe they're just hoping that statistics play on their side for this round.
And why we think that is that the top floor is being one soft, and is it just purely because it gets played almost every single time as the first
Possibly,
bomb side? And this one gets played relatively less, and often when teams win two sides, this is where they go, so they're already confident on their defense. Is that the reason?
Yeah, that could be it. You're absolutely right. If this is the third bomb site, they've already won possibly two others, and good answer back there with the C4, and good peaks coming out from Stiggs, but he's not able to connect on Demic as much as Demic connects back. And yeah, very possibly that because lobby's the third, people are already doing well on their defense and it just carries over. So maybe the statistics are skewed that way, but since it exists that way, why not give it a go?
Definitely true. Canos opening up the long angle, something that we are really used to be seeing nowadays. Often, as you can see right there, a reinforcement is also being utilized to force them to use some of their heartbreach utility on that. And there's only going to be 2 Excaliburs left. I like how Lusty's playing right next to his alibi Prisma right here. He can just take the place if he wants to, but also as soon as these pinks come through from his Prisma, he's going to be able to just stand up and instantly go for those frags. As Mentalist has dropped down, needs to be finding himself a way back up again, but he might not be able to do that as quickly as he would like to. As Spiral's being held right now, the head is being spotted out. It's going to be the kill from Lusty to come in. Can instantly go a bit more aggressive, but decides to fall back, and I think that's the right choice, especially with Mag now taking down on Revy. It's a 2-on-4 situation, but with 45 seconds left, there's plenty of time for SCARZ to work with. All they just need to do right now is get the right cuts, get the right angles down, and potentially single out these defenders from Fnatic.
Really bad droning and intel work there from SCARZ. It led multiple players just running into the free kills, which were handed over to Fnatic. After the spawn peak there, I thought it looked very dire for Fnatic, but SCARZ, well, they need to pick it up if they want to be able to win this round back. They've got 15 seconds left. They either need to get the plant down or 4 kills in a row, and it looks like they're going to struggle with this. Lusty will make it even harder by taking the head off of Demic, and now it's all up to the Zofia, but 11 can't do a single thing, and that round will go decisively into the hands of Fnatic, which, well, after poor droning from SCARZ, I was not surprised.
Like how Demic literally activated every single one of those Prismas right there in that round in the dying 10 seconds and then dies to the alibi. Like, surely there's not another one, but then the alibi just pops up, gets that kill. And Fnatic right now are taking the lead and expanding on it. It's 5-3. Only 2 more rounds needed for them to close out this one, put their win-loss into a 2-2, and well, put SCARZ down up to an 0-4. SCARZ not able to win a single round yet, match yet. They are really close against the Electrify, but after their basically almost 5 flawless rounds in a row, Electrify just suddenly woke up and something happened. It's like something happened in them. They learned a new move or something, and they turned it all around. It was the closest SCARZ has been to an actual win. Right now, they seem to be running after the facts time and time again. And Fnatic are only, as mentioned, 2 rounds away from that full 3 points and putting themselves on a 2-2 win-loss, as win-loss is more important than anything in this APAC North division.
Exactly, and beautiful replay of exactly what I was talking about. I mean, you need to drone that. You can't be running into rooms when they're doing a top floor hold. It's a lobby hold. Of course there are going to be people playing above. You just can't run in and hope that you'll just spot someone out. Maybe he got tunnel vision on the other defender that was playing closer to yellow, but that's a bad decision making there. But we'll see whether or not Fnatic is able to get another round in their pocket. If they do, because there's no draws, as you said, it will give them match point. Otherwise, SCARZ will need to bring it back up, get 3 rounds in a row of their own to bring it into overtime. So SCARZ knows that this round is integral for them. They must win this, and with a pulse on the board, Demic's job is to spot him out. Get rid of that pulse, or at least know his location so they can stop. And look at that, the drone's going to do it instead.
Now, I want to ask you something, because I think you're like the best person on this talent team to ask about that. What does it do with the team's mentality as soon as the other team hits that 6? Is there just going to be more pressure, or do some teams even get a bigger flame to actually try and go for that comeback because they know they're on the back foot? They have to be flawless as soon as the other team has 6. Like, what is your experience in that?
I experience, especially with player emotions, there's a lot of players that when they're put under pressure, they can do quite well. I mean, in EUL, for example, at the moment, we've got Playday, who's a great example of someone who does well under a lot of stress. Other players feel like they need to be playmakers, and you'll see them make silly decisions because they want to make the change in the round that helps them come back. So I hope SCARZ don't feel that way. I hope none of the players try and make a big play that becomes the detriment for their team instead of just playing the strat as they've done it before, as they've dry run it. So I think overall, if SCARZ has good mentality, we'll see them be quite calm, but you might see one player that does something a little bit off meta that either makes the play or doesn't. So that pressure can really do that to a player.
See how it will happen for SCARZ. Of course, we're not really on that point yet. Fnatic hasn't reached 6 yet. It's still able for SCARZ to win this in the regular time, but flashbangs now being tossed through. They're trying to waste any utility that might be located on this top floor as Lusty plays behind the desk, wary about someone potentially coming up in that balcony, but he's not being challenged yet. Like, the full 2 minutes past, he's not been challenged yet from the balcony, and right now it's going to be the SCARZ that will force him out of his position. If you had someone on the balcony, that would have been a free kill onto Lusty. Instead, you're going to be letting him live right now. And now, of course, they put someone on the balcony. A bit too late, but at least they got the pressure now. Make sure they cannot really move back in. It's a bit of a pre-fire from 11 to try and hit and try and connect some shots, but he will not be able to do so yet.
Well, they've only got 30 seconds left to make this work. We spoke about how much SCARZ need this round, and they've been able to essentially get A for free now that they've had the Hibana holes, but there's a long angle onto the Visa door, but that's okay. 11 shoots out onto the balcony to get Mag, and now they need to get this plant off. Smokes will come raining out to block lines of sight. The jump out from Piano is countered by 11. Revy needs to get the plant off. If he doesn't get this down, this could be detrimental. Is there a C4 below? I don't believe so, and now it's all up to the player of Lusty, and he can't do it. What a flawless round. We didn't think it with the time delay that it would be a flawless round, but wow, great use of those last seconds to just collapse onto the site, get that plant down. And I think Revy was a little bit afraid. There was actually vertical holes underneath him, so he kept getting off the plant thinking, oh no, is there someone below? Is there someone below? And that's why the plant, yeah, I mean, that's why he couldn't get that plant down, but his teammates did a really good job there.
Yeah, Damage rotated down the spiral stairs as soon as that call came through from the Monty. Instantly picked up on the player that was playing below, had a C4 in hand as well, so after that, Revy was going to be safe to go for that plant. Like, imagine if Damage wouldn't have gone down or that gunfight would have been lost, then Fnatic surely could have stalled it out long enough. So, good call right there from Damage as the pressure seems to rise. It is going to be SCARZ that managed to win 1 round on this half so far. They still need to find some extra if they want to be able to take the win right here. They need to be taking 3 more in a row if they want to make sure they don't go to OT. As Fnatic surely has chosen the better site. I don't know, actually. Fnatic banned, yeah? So it's going to be SCARZ that took the first site, Fnatic that chose OT. So there we go. So it's definitely going to be Fnatic that chose their favorite site for OT. So SCARZ have to be really aware of that, and they need to make sure they don't go to OT.
Exactly, and we spoke last time Fnatic went downstairs that they really needed, SCARZ needed a Hibana to get rid of those mirrors, or they needed top floor control. We see Yas, he's rocking the sledge. My fingers are crossed here that the team decides, well, those mirrors were such a pain last time. We really couldn't get into the site the way we wanted to, so we need to deal with them this round. Mentalists will do exactly the same mirrors. They worked to absolute perfection last time, so why change them? And I really want to see SCARZ dealing with this. They need to counter the mirrors. It will be their biggest mountain to climb if they want to win this round.
So easy to deal with that one mirror window in the kitchen right there. All you need to do is just get someone into Archives onto the Visa stairs, get it from the back, and problem solved. I don't think there's a mute jammer now this time actually around. Indeed, no. Even though Mag is playing there, and Damage should surely be able to give that call out. Check in Canos on that Termite, should be rotating over quite swiftly and get that wall open. Still don't really see a mute jammer there, so not really sure if there is. I don't know if you spotted it, but I definitely didn't.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on there. Maybe they're using it for another purpose, and there's no wall denial at all. They're giving the wall up for free. Whether or not they're just saying, well, you know, they got taken off the wall too quickly last time. Let's use them for drones instead. Let's use them for the mirror windows maybe. Maybe there's one over there instead. I'm not entirely sure. So they've decided that they're better used elsewhere, and I would have liked to have seen them put it on there because they could have actively challenged yellow stairs then where the Monty was and delayed some more time, which is always very important.
I'm kind of confused as when people ban Thatcher but don't really play the Heartbreach Denial, which is still available in that case. Like you would really assume it would be, but not really here today. And as SCARZ are trying to waste some of the ADSs, still 2 mirror windows they have to deal with and a player at pipes. And as Yas will be deciding to potentially go upstairs, you might see a split push to come in from both Archives and the garage door. I think that would be the right choice to make. It's going to be costing them some time to get into a position like that. That's actually going to be advantageous for them to go for that push. But as soon as that drop through the hatch will come through, Tax surely is not going to be feeling confident. Actually, that one is reinforced, I believe. So they need to go from the actual deep one in Archives into the true corner. As Tax right here below that hatch just waiting. With 50 seconds left, SCARZ need to make a move now. There's no more waiting. They need to move. They need to push. They need to be aggressive and take control.
I'm really worried here for the lone ranger of Yas. He's deciding to go into lobby by himself. They've got top floor presence. I believe they had some bathroom presence before. 11's by himself as well. A lot of solo pushes. This is what happens to players when they're under pressure. They make really bad decisions. Yas caught out on his own, as we said. 11 might get caught out on his own as well. He'll net a kill, but be instantly traded, and this is what we mean. You have to play together as a team, but they've got less than 20 seconds left to make this work. Revy's got diffuser in hand, but he is the shield, so he's going to have to get it down. Mag will shut down Canos, and it's going to be all up to Demings if he wants to be able to get any kills. Yet again, mirror windows facing him in all directions, and 3 seconds left to 4v1. He'll get one. He might get two. It won't happen, and unfortunately, the same mistakes repeated here by SCARZ, and Fnatic getting away with it for free.
They wanted to go for a little bit of a knife kill there in the end, Mozzie. No, the time just ran out. So unfortunately, he did not get that one go through. But Fnatic right now is going to be on 6 against 4. Meaning that just one more round. And they get that win in, and they will find themselves on the 2-2. No one else in the league currently on that scoreline yet. As it's either 3-0 or 1-2. So let's see if Fnatic could be the first one to get that second win in right now.
Well, SCARZ need to put 2 whole rounds on the board to bring it to overtime. It's the only way they themselves can get onto match point, and then it becomes 1st to 8. And I think for Fnatic, they're in a really good spot here. 2 rounds of buffer for them. They can make 1 more mistake, but they can't make 2 necessarily, and they're going to go to lobby again. I think this time they'll be feeling a lot more confident. I think they'll know the mistakes that they've been doing so far. And there's been a couple of rounds where they lost players very early, either if it was to spawn peaks or whether it was to counter spawn peaks, whatever it might be. I think now they know exactly how they want to play this. They know that the time delay has been extraordinarily effective against SCARZ. Even though SCARZ have been using the Monty every round, they've just been way too passive with it. So I hope for SCARZ's sake, they adapt to that and speed things up.
Right, it's a big shield, but he just stands in the doorway and he doesn't really push. And I mean, yes, he gets some information. There's how you would like to use it. You would like it to be actually in the face of the defenders, but if you use it that passively as SCARZ is currently using it, Fnatic has no reason to be afraid of it because it's not going to be doing anything anyway. Trying to spot out the camera right there. I believe that might be Damage. Just waiting and trying to see. Seems like they went off it. Basically hidden from people on the ground floor, like when they're standing there. But as soon as you rappel up, they will be spotted by Mag, and that's basically the information you would like to have from that camera, so they can guide their attacks, they can guide their harassments. and make sure that they are going to be able to stop SCARZ dead in their tracks.
Well, unfortunately, Demic has a little bit of tunnel vision here and knows that there was a window open over closer to Visa, but I don't think he actually dealt with the camera that you were just talking about. So that's going to feed a lot of intel to the defenders. Whether or not they get jump out kills as a result could be extraordinarily detrimental. And Tex will play yellow, which is necessarily needed because they don't really have a lot of other presence here for Piano Hold. And Mentalist, they're already going to bait out one smoke babe. That's a great push in from Revy to just sort of bait that out. And 11 will kick things off the yellow stairs. Well, Lusty will go down. And I actually don't know where Lusty went down. I might have missed that one, unfortunately, but he's upstairs, isn't it? Yeah. Doing the alibi play. He will go down and, well, Demic will get Tex, and that's the last smoke babe hap.
That's not good. 1 minute 20 left on the clock. You already used your last piece of stalling utility. There's no Maestro on the board to still try and tag them up a little bit. There's just a C4 of Mag available. Wise Stiggs might have to go for a adventurous run out, but knowing that SCARZ have 2 men of an advantage, you'll most likely just be holding the angles, making sure that if a jump out occurs, that they will be able to respond. And Mag for now just waiting downstairs. He's going to be pushed soon by that sledge as Jazz jumps in without having any drone on it whatsoever, but at least they know now someone is going to be down here. But still they have the opportunity to go for the C4. Sticks to respond. It's the plant to go down, the C4 to be ripped. It's going to be dealing a little bit of damage up to Revy, but he needs to go aggressive for this push right now. It's going to be Mentalist that will actually manage to get that kill. The Monty failing to do the cover properly. It Sticks to follow up. It's damage now all on his lonesome now. He manages to at least get one to start things off with 30 seconds left, and in a 1-on-2 situation where there's so much vertical control from the likes of Fnatic, there's nowhere going to be safe enough for him to go on plant without having to worry about potentially to being pushed. And as Mags right now is going to be trying to counter him off, the planter will go down. 45 seconds on the clock. Stiggs will be trying to hold off Mag as well. They have to be careful that he doesn't actually jump out of Piano, because that could be quite worrisome. Windows are closed. That's going on for them right here. As they're not going to be able to find him vertically, they will have to push him horizontally. The question is, how soon will Fnatic fall off? Well, Stiggs already dropped. Mag dropping down, slowly descending these stairs. The Goo might win in, so they know around his position. Could be Stiggs to fall first, though. It means it's all up to Mag right now. Is he going to be able to get the frame? No, he does not. It's damage that will take it in a 1-on-2, or 1-on-3 even. And put SCARZ up to 1 round away from reaching overtime. But Fnatic, they managed to bring it back, even though they were in a 5-on-3 situation, all the way up to basically a 1-on-3, just to lose it out against Damage right there, the last man standing, who clutched it perfectly.
That kind of adrenaline rush you get when you're in a 1vx situation. I mean, I can't imagine how he was feeling. Good read on the Vigil pushing through Antechamber, and of course he knew that someone would come from Yellow Stairs as well. So he had all the intel he needed, and well, that was a mistimed pinch there from the Fnatic boys. What they needed to have done was time that together, push together at the same time. You can almost guarantee a kill that way, but a little bit of mistiming, and well, that's what happens. You get guys, even Fragmites coming out and clutching the round. So good round there from SCARZ. They need one more to bring it to overtime. We've seen how well they can do on attack. This is their chance to show us that they can even, go against the big boys of Fnatic.
Definitely, this is their opportunity to show Fnatic that they might be last, but they're definitely not to be taken lightly, as they can take these rounds off bit by bit and fight themselves back towards an overtime position. And you never know what's going to be happening there. Everything can suddenly shift.
10 seconds.
As Fnatic, of course, they win here from 6-4. Right now it's 6-5, and if another round goes in the favor of SCARZ, it's definitely going to be SCARZ that has that mental advantage, knowing that they managed to bring it back onto their attack, which is still quite a hard thing to do in a game like Siege.
Well, it's going to be another lobby hold by the looks of it, and there's a lot of vertical holes above. They've made the same vertical hole above Piano, but this time they've got the hatch ready to go, so there should be no problem for Fnatic if there is a Piano push this time. And you can see them droning out from below. I'm not sure whether or not that's just to clear garage to make sure there's no C4s below, and Demic will spot one Valkyrie cam, so that's good. Mag will be in a little bit more of a detrimental position upstairs in console, and good amount of drones coming out from SCARZ. They just need to be careful that Fnatic are not rotating away from these positions too quickly.
And definitely need to make sure that that is not the case, as we're playing in the lobby still. Just saw SCARZ be successful, but off of the back of a 1-on-3 clutch. Yes, Fnatic managed to bring that back, but it shows how strong their defense really is, as right now Mag opening up some extra holes with that deagle to make sure the plant will not be able to go down the same way it did last time, for as long as they have that top floor control. And SCARZ, even though top floor control is really important for this site, doesn't really seem to be caring too much about it. Yes, Mag is being tagged up, but I don't really see the majority of that team to push from admin, continue like that, try to force them to go downstairs and, well, take the vertical control for yourself. You're just really horizontally focused right here, and I'm not sure if that's going to be working a second time around.
What they actually tried to do from the beginning, and unfortunately they opened up console windows, and good push up from Garage there from Yas actually. That takes a good and important player out from Stigs from Fnatic. But what they tried to do was do a yellow stairs rush into piano with the Monty, and unfortunately the window and console was open, so Mag knew straight away. He could hear the shield moving outside there, and that's why he started to make Deagle vertical holes, because he knew 9 times out of 10 for sure the Monty would push through into yellow. That's where we see Revy now. That's where we see the diffuser. This is surely where the push is going to happen, but Tex has yellow stairs. Mag has the hatch. There's multiple other angles held from Fnatic. This is looking like a Fnatic round.
It definitely is looking like a Fnatic round, even though they're 1 man down. Mentalist still has quite a lot of control right here and has 1 canister left in the pocket. No, actually no canister left in the pocket. Does change things slightly, but not enough to completely shift the favor, as that flashbang gets stuck onto that bridge right there. As Revit will have to move in and look at that. There's only 3 more drones alive, so little information they will have for these last 20 seconds to come through. The spots are coming through, but it's a whiff shot right there, and suddenly it's a 2-on-5 situation. It's SCARZ that suddenly flick it all around. It's going to be Mag that be found right before he can take down the diffuser, and it's SCARZ that will get a flawless round suddenly, and will push it to OT, where we get to see 2 to 3 rounds more before we finally see who's going to be the winner of this one. As apparently Revy got that kill.
I am in such shock right now, Hap. That round, all of the setup, all of the time management, or the poor time management from SCARZ, all of the knowledge that Fnatic had, vertical holes, everything, and they still lost it. I know they were a man down, but they had everything going for them then that round. I really wonder what went wrong. Obviously, we had Yas above, absolutely wreaking havoc. Maybe they just lost their 1v1s, and that's why we saw numbers dwindle so quickly. But oh my goodness. And this is great for Fnatic. They're going to start defense, and this is important because they've not lost downstairs, especially when they've had the mirror. SCARZ have struggled pushing Garage. They need to do something different this round, otherwise overtime could start off really poorly for them.
Definitely so. They need to get on it straight away right here in the likes of Fnatic. They need to start this off strong with this Garage hold, otherwise SCARZ might be able to just bring it home right here. Still, again, going to be seeing that mirror to come in. However, we haven't really seen an adaptation to come in from SCARZ on that same operator. It seems to be effective time and time again. And will Fnatic be allowed to use the mirror in the same way they did the last time around, to just keep on stalling, or are they finally going to be sending someone from the back straight away and make sure they deal with those roamers and those mirror windows? Because it really seems to be haunting SCARZ right here.
I know this might sound a little controversial, but I even think maybe just bringing a Twitch. I mean, sometimes you won't expect, a Twitch drone. If no one's playing on Spiral, for example, or you shoot it down the drone hole that sort of comes out near the hatch at the bottom of Visa stairs, then you could really just get a drone in there and maybe snipe one of the mirrors for free. So even a little bit of an adaptation like that. But I mean, you can see on the attacking lineup, all of these operators they've brought, they kind of need, so it's hard to swap one out for another, of course, in that way. And it might not even work. So you're right, they need to deal with these mirrors. We'll see if they do. 11 last time tried to push from a pinch as well, and he had his drone sitting on stairs for quite a while, but he wasn't able to do a lot of damage. And I think that garage wall is open now from what I can hear. And
yeah,
there we go.
Quite widely as well. Not messing about right here. SCARZ immediately opened it all the way up, but a good thing I wanted to say is that they're still Lusty taking care of the back together with one of the roamers. So even if 11 maybe wants to push from that back, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. Look at Tex as well, just located in this spot right here, able to rotate through. I believe he might be watching some Valve camps to make sure no one is going to be entering from the Visa area. And that will force SCARZ to actually go for a complete garage take. Mag is rotating all the way up right here, knowing that there's no pressure. He's going to be preparing himself to go for a potential C4, I assume. He's first taking care. He seems to be a bit doubting about what to do right here. Opens up the window. That is to set up that 1C4 we talked about. We've seen it portrayed perfectly before. And let's see if it is going to be Fnatic to be able to use it now as well. Canis is in the perfect position to be hit by it. And so is 11, who now repels up to try and contest it. But the time is running out slowly, and as Tex picks up the first one of the SCARZ, but a very long run out, and basically is allowed to stay alive somehow. It is going to be Fnatic that have the big advantage for this round.
Mag has just been running around wildly throughout the map. Top floor, middle floor. Look at him. He wants to get in. Let him into Andy Chamber, and he gets in. And this is exactly what Fnatic needed. They needed to be a little bit sporadic. They couldn't let SCARZ figure out where they were because they've been getting shut down as a result. So all of these rotates have been really good, and it's also going to tunnel vision the IQ. Surely he knows he's near. No, he doesn't, but the good flick onto Mag, that's going to shut him down and kick off the kills here for SCARZ. And well, now they've only got 30 seconds left. Can they get this plant off? Revy's in a good position for it. They've got vertical control. Can they open up above Mentalist? Can they get rid of this mirror? 20 seconds left. They've got to do something.
Definitely got to start pushing now, but Revy's still just standing there with that shield, and if the support on the yellow stairs gets taken out, that surely should be detrimental for this setup. They have 3 drones alive. It's Revy now to go down for the plan. No one is trying to stall it yet. Tex goes a bit aggressive. The C4 will be missing, and as he goes prone, he hopes to take down the feet, but it's going to be too late at doing that. It's a 4-on-3 after plant situation. They have no clue where all these attackers are located at. As one is at these stairs right here, the plant or the knife attempt will be spotted out. Revy is going a bit more aggressive now, as it's up to Mentalist and Stakes. The fight of 11 and Canos up first, and then deal with Revy later. But the pre-fire will be reigning supreme. It's all up to Mentalist now. He's low in HP. It's SCARZ to win the round, and they need only one more to make sure they get this win over Fnatic and put themselves out of that 0x loss ratio.
There were 2 C4s there to deny the plant. Now, Fnatic did everything right there. If you're probably wondering, oh God, Fnatic lost that. No. They did everything right. All it was the Monty had decided instead of to plant default white van, he moved himself to black car. He turned around with his shield, which took quite a lot of the explosive damage, and then he planted, stood up, and it was pretty much all over at that point. They had hatch control, they had front control, they had yellow control, they had garage wall control. I mean, you got so much control as an attacker that those post-plant positions are so crazy. So, I think Fnatic's feeling the pinch now because 1 match point here for SCARZ. I can't believe I'm saying this.
I can't believe as well that we are here right now. SCARZ actually in the match point. People definitely did not predict that to happen today, as Fnatic was supposed to be a bit of a rollover on the likes of SCARZ. SCARZ shows to never underestimate anybody, as they are fighting back valiantly and are actually in the lead right now. Only one more round they need. They choose to go for the top floor hold. Again, that clash coming out. I think that's the hugest thing that they did. Realize that works really well against Fnatic. Let's just bring it again and get that round secured.
I'm on my feet. I know none of you can see me, and we're obviously all working from home, so I have a little bit more of the comfort of moving around, but I am on my feet because it's the biggest underdog story, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot stress this enough. SCARZ has done what we would consider to be quite horrible over this season. Their past games thus far have shown that they are one of the weakest teams here in APAC North, and now you're going against Fnatic and you're bringing them to overtime and possibly giving them another loss. This is huge.
But just keep in mind on the scoreboard right there for SCARZ. Canos on 14-8, Demic on 13-6, 11 on 11-9. Those 3 definitely pulling in some huge work right here. Also Fnatic, everyone is a bit evened out. It's not just one person or a couple of persons carrying out. Everybody is pulling their weight. But SCARZ really having these players right now that live up. And Revian, yeah, it's not even that far behind. And of course, Revi in this crucial position of the clash, wasting so much time. He might not be the most flashy players with the most kills on the board, but he did basically single-handedly win a couple of rounds right here for SCARZ due to his smart plays with this clash, due to being able about, well, 1 to 2 minutes and basically wasting all the utility Fnatic had available to deal with this player without even being successful. So as long as he stays alive, SCARZ should be happy that they're going to be able to get this win, to get that round in, and with 2 minutes left, this drone could be huge, as Canos was just punching in the window just to quickly grab the attention.
What Stigs needs to do here is he needs to go to Bench's window, lay down, which is below Revi there, and he needs to throw a grenade up. Mag just needs to ping the position of him so that Stigs can go below and the grenade can go underneath. Looks like they're just going to repel into yellow here and take control. This looks like good Capitao usage, but Revi's still in a key position. Smoke base will come out and 11 comes raining up, and they'll finally take out the shield. Bathroom control in the hands of Mag. He knows that someone's playing on yellow and Stigs will repel up as well, so they might get yellow control as well. That's all of the smoke babes gone now. C4 gets it down onto Mag, but of course the trade from Tex will come out. I don't think anyone's in a position to pick up Mag, and now Stigs will pick off on the flank there, and whew, I think we can calm things down now, Hap, because 3v2 essentially, unless they pick up Mag, then it's a 4v2.
Yeah, we're calming down. It's an effective 3-on-2 situation. Mag will most likely bleed out. There's little to no chance that we'll be able to pick him up as Damek gets tagged a little bit. That grenade provided the cover to pick up Mag. Coming down 25-24. A Wallbing comes on the board. It sticks to take him out. It's only up to Yaz right now. The plant is going through. 4 seconds before it is. And that means the timer will soon be reset to 45, giving Yaz the opportunity to try and go for this retake, but the chances are heavily stacked against him. Jazz, are you going to be able to bring the win home here for your team? Or is Fnatic going to be able to make this go all the way up to 7-7 to go to round number 15? And as he peeks left and he peeks right, he will not be able to find anybody as of yet. Fnatic is holding off very patiently. They're holding off very carefully, but the first frag comes in. It's a start. He needs to move further. He needs to go in within 10 seconds. He needs to start his defuse. It's not going to be happening. Jess is going to be picked up. It's Fnatic to win round number 14. Bring it to 7-7. And yet again, we're going to the maximum OT game for the second time in a row now.
14 rounds of absolute back and forth between these two teams. Like I said before, didn't think I would be casting a game as close as this one. Everyone said Fnatic's got this one in the bag, but SCARZ are giving them the ultimate overtime of the day, I think. Unless another team can bring this through. Maybe in the Giants game we can see some other crazy plays, but Monty to come out again here for Revi. Will anyone's sixth pick? It is downstairs. They've struggled with the mirror. Do they pick a Hibana or do they just take top 4 control as their main priority? They were able to win that one round where, of course, Fnatic had just misthrown both of their C4s, but you can't rely on the mistakes of the defense. You need to have a better plan on attack rather than hoping that someone makes a mistake.
Right now, SCARZ yet again have an opportunity to try and win it here. They won the previous defense as well. Attack, I must say. It's up to Fnatic now to put up their flawless defense. They cannot afford a single mistake anymore. They cannot afford to go up to 3 losses if they want to be competitive for the top 4 spot that they, well, basically saw themselves end up with this ping. However, they seem to be struggling quite a bit ever since APAC North started. Games did not really go as they would expect them to go. The scrims did not prepare them for the actual game days.
5 seconds to go.
They seem to be struggling quite a bit. A different mirror window now being brought out by Lusty, knowing that it is time that, well, SCARZ would finally try and adapt to it. So he's just trying to beat the curve right here, trying to bring a different kind of mirror window. However, he did not deploy it yet, so we might not actually see that one. We might actually see it be used somewhere else. As right now, is it going to be on the wall? It might be on the wall. Is it going to be trying to trick the termite charge? That would be huge. That would be the only reason why you're playing there.
Right. what Hap just said is to mirror trick an exothermic, and how you do it is when they place it, you then deploy your mirror at exactly the same time. It will destroy the exothermic and your mirror will stay intact. He's got a pocket mirror, no doubt in my mind. Like you said, in that position you do it. Here we go. Can he get it done? Canis will start his placement. Lusty is too late. He cannot hear it. It goes off. He's out of time, and surely he'll explode. And oh, he'll get away with his life barely. And now he'll just get to place the mirror down, and yep, they're in cafeteria. So no harm, no loss, but whew, that was tight.
Yeah, it's not like, why is the reason he's sitting here with a pocket mirror in hand? It can only be for a little bit of a trick to come through. And if you're not using a mute, if you're not using a bandit to try and get rid of it, why not use a mirror window, right? Because it's effective apparently as well. It just takes a bit longer to deploy. And that means SCARZ still managed to open up literally both the walls they want to. And they haven't needed more. As right now, their plan will be to overwhelm Fnatic. They first need to take that bathroom control, as that is the hatch control after that as well. And it's most likely that has been left open or unreinforced. As the hot drone comes in, Jazz will soon be the one to move in right here. Be in the prone, however. The drone will not be instantly able to spot out the player down here playing in that bathroom. It's most likely going to be Mentalist. No, actually, not Mentalist. It's Mag. The mute. There's a C4 available. A shotgun. And an SMG if he would like to. As he is getting peaked slowly, all he needs to do is waste some time. 50 seconds. And we're counting down slowly. As 11 is going to be the one that needs to move in here. He needs to be the one that is going to be pushing Fnatic out of their position. And as right now, it's going to be trio SCARZ to try and make it happen. But he already dropped through. The hatch is already long gone. However, hatch is still going to be available to use for SCARZ, and stakes will be picked up as a result. That's going to be one of the big fraggers of Fnatic gone. One of the big players out of play. With 25 seconds left on the clock, the execute needs to happen. In the meantime, they're trying to come around from every single angle. They want to go from the garage stairs. They want to go from the yellow stairs. 11 just fell off of the spiral. That will tell them that we're actually going to be partly focusing up on this western side. The smoke canisters are coming out. Just one left from Mentalist right here. It should be enough to stall for just long enough. And the time seems to be running out. SCARZ is nowhere to be found. Enter the site now. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get it. And as Revy tries to stick that plant, he will be taken down. No, surely it's SCARZ to win it with a flawless round. It is the last man still standing up above. And it's SCARZ to win it. And to bring that round home and to put Fnatic down to 1-3 and finally get their first win on the board themselves. Right here. Huge round, huge play, huge game.
Every single round, we were sitting on the edge of our seats, especially when we got to the overtime rounds. Absolute slaughter. Look at all of those kills from the big hitters of SCARZ. The only player who didn't hit double digits was Revy on the shield. And, well, that's A-okay if you ask me, because he had a very big impact there. Well done from SCARZ. Cannot believe we have a winning screen there for SCARZ, because Fnatic, they were the big boys coming into this matchup.
They were the big boys that were expected to win it here. They brought it to a fragging map, but SCARZ just fragged out. And, well, that's it for us for now. And let's throw it over to our analysts.
Thank you so much, Stein. We are watching it. I know